Dynamite Daniel Dubois parts ways with Don Charles. Let's talk about that a bit.
Push the weight enough flex. Flex the live is one in the six. Fit the runner boy, you nigga, no question. You will run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I'm an 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Drew Titan Bronx on deck. Shout out to the mighty LDBC. Okay. First and foremost, let's play the message that I just saw from Dynamite Daniel Dubois.
I'd like to thank Don Charles for the hard work and effort he's put into me over the last 18 months. But now I feel like I need a fresh change and a new start for this next phase of my career, where I look to become two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
All right. I just got this news. I'm on the DAZN site. I'll leave a link in the description if you care to read this. I'm just gonna go through the article a bit. It just says that Dynamite Daniel Dubois officially split with Coach Don Charles after suffering a second stoppage defeat to Alexander Usyk a month ago. Former IBF champion issued a statement on Instagram that I just played for you. He thanked Charles for his services, but he said he was ready for a change on his comeback, pretty much. He added, "I'll be making a further announcement regarding my new team very soon." Dubois began his relationship with Don Charles in 2023 before his first meeting with Usyk for the unified heavyweight champion. Okay, he lost that one, obviously. He was going to lose via knockout, but Charles directed an impressive resurgence in Dubois' career, beating Jarrell Miller. Now, let me just reiterate on the Miller fight. Daniel Dubois already had a reputation of "quote unquote" being a quitter. A lot of people were saying that Big Baby would make him quit. That's not what happened. He stopped Miller, I think, in round 10. I forget what, but he stopped Miller. Philip Hergovich, I believe that he was an underdog going into that fight too, and he ran up on Hergovich and beat him up. All right, and his most impressive win was Anthony Joshua, stopping him. Outstanding stoppage. There was no part of that fight that Anthony Joshua won. And in my eyes, at that point, Daniel Dubois was separating himself from everybody else that was spoken about in the heavyweight division. It was actually with that AJ stoppage, I said, he'll be a different man going into the ring with Alexander Usyk. Boy, was I wrong. And I don't mind being wrong. I don't mind being wrong. It was the news that I got after his loss. I couldn't understand what the problem was in the ring. He seemed off. He seemed unsure. He was running into stuff. Usyk is not labeled as like a power puncher. He'll wear you down. He's a fighter with a very, very high IQ, and he has enough power to keep you honest. But I just thought Danny Dubois was on a high, an emotional high, and he had a resurgence in his career. This was his second coming, and I said, you know what? He's going into this Usyk fight a new man with new confidence, and I thought him and Don Charles, they had the recipe to at least compete with Alexander Usyk better than he did. And he got stopped. And I'm like, well, what's going on here? Well, whatever. And I said, you know what? Usyk is just that damn good. And I'm not taking nothing away from Usyk. That man knows how to win. And then I got the news that this man shows up to the arena with a entourage of what I heard 70 people. I don't know if that number was exaggerated. I don't know. I'm like, what's that? Him? I didn't even think Daniel Dubois knew 70 people. I'm dead serious. He's not a partier, so I thought. He's not out on the town. He's not even out and about like AJ is. He's in the club with his friends or whatever. I'm not knocking guys for doing that. But Daniel Dubois didn't seem the type. He seemed like a homely body, quite the opposite. Listens to his dad, listens to his dad, listens to his dad. When I repeat myself, I do that for a reason. Also held his dad to high regards. So I said, what the hell was this 70-man entourage about? Then some people didn't get in. They had to go around the front of the arena. I didn't know all of this until like a day or two later. And then I found out, people were on Instagram and he had a 70-person. Those 70 people were allegedly at his house. Not allegedly, he had a party at the house. I'm like, well, there's nothing wrong with having a party at the house. When was this? The day before the fight? The day before the fight. And that's when I was saying to myself, oh no. Wait a damn minute. I'm just asking, man, where was his father in this? Then I'm hearing, I saw a clip. I didn't see the whole thing. Spencer Fearon was the one who, as a matter of fact, he's the first person I heard mention it. I didn't watch the whole video, but I said, what's Spencer talking about? And then it just started popping up all over the place. And I was like, wait, what's going on here? Let me find out that Daniel Dubois yanked the rug from underneath his own feet, which is why he's on the floor right here. Let me find out he was not prepared. Alexander Usyk is the last person you want to go into the ring with unprepared. Ask all of his opponents because he has not lost a pro bout yet. You make a fighter more dangerous by not preparing for that person. You remember when Lennox Lewis was fighting Hasim Rahman the first time and he showed up to Africa late because he was in America filming Ocean's 11? Interesting story. He was in America. I think he was in Las Vegas filming Ocean's 11 because there was a boxing match. They were robbing something, a casino or something in Ocean's 11, and they were going to do it during a heavyweight championship bout. And the heavyweight championship bout was none other than Lennox Lewis versus Vladimir Klitschko, a real fight that we wanted at that time, but never happened. He ended up fighting Vitaly, but he fought Vladimir in the movie. And he got to Africa, I think, with 2 weeks to go to the fight. Hasim Rahman was already on the continent training in that high altitude, and he was prepared. Nobody picked Hasim Rahman to win that fight, let alone win how he did, but he made Hasim Rahman dangerous by not taking him serious. And Lennox will say that. And Lennox said, man, those mistakes I made in that fight were corrected when I left the ring. And it showed in the rematch. But at this level, Daniel Dubois, at this level, how do you do that to yourself, brother? How do you do that to yourself? And then I'm like, well, party? And then I'm hearing that his father is the one. I don't know how true this is. His father's the one that initiated the party. So I'm like, wait a minute, wait a goddamn minute. Huh? And I hear some people saying, oh, well, they did the same thing before the AJ fight. Look, man, I'm not hearing none of that. Here's a question. And it's just a question because I don't know. If y'all know better than me, please leave a comment. If somebody's from his team in the comment section, let me know. Those 70 people, when he lost by stoppage to Usyk, did they console him after the loss? Did they go with him back to his house? Did they hit him up and say, Daniel, you all right? You'll be back. It's okay. Here's my question. If Daniel Dubois is the one partying, and allegedly his father's the one that hosted the party and felt that this was a good idea, can I ask what the hell does Don Charles have to do with any of that? Because according to what I've seen, Don Charles helped him get a win over Jarrell Miller, Philip Hergovich, and Anthony Joshua. This guy's partying the night before, and I want to bet. Well, let me not say this. I'd be shocked if Don Charles said partying, having a 70-person party the night before you fight Alexander Usyk for undisputed was a good idea. I'd be shocked because I don't know, y'all. I don't know. but you're parting ways with him. What does it say here in this article? I'll put the link in the description. It says controversy would follow as a leaked party, and I'm just reading this for the first time, as a leaked party at Dubois' residence hours before his undisputed. Oh, I'm sorry. The party was on fight day. It was on fight day. It wasn't the day before. It was on fight day. Hours before the undisputed bout. Then he showed up to the arena late. I mean, this was just a nightmare. I'm like, what is he doing? Oh, I see. I also understand, and I don't pocket watch, but many people said this. Did Daniel make $70 million or above that on fighting Usyk? You know what? Turkey got deep pockets, but if I could make a recommendation, man, just because you have money to burn and you can afford a dog, that don't mean you feed the dog whenever the dog want to eat. You feed a dog when necessary. Because the day you want to go play fetch, she's going to be too fat to run in the yard. It says here, Charles defended his fighter, saying that they had done the same thing before his career best victory versus AJ. Okay, so now it's saying here that he knew about it. That's what it's saying. See, I'm reading this for the first time, ladies and gentlemen. They did the same thing. AJ, before AJ, 70 people at your house on fight day. Did you show up to the arena late? Huh? Goes on to say that they when they split, they parted ways, with good terms, no ill feelings. Listen, man. You guys fumbled the ball. Partying the day before. AJ and Usyk is two different people. I don't know why y'all thought this was a good idea. And if you could say that y'all thought nothing of it, you could say that all you want. This is the problem. All I see is Don Charles coaching you to 3 victories against stellar competition in a row. That AJ flatlining was damn near knockout of the year. You outboxed him. You took his punch. You baited him and you flatlined him. That was knockout of the year. Just for you to throw it in the trash with a ridiculous performance because you contradicted all of your training by partying the day of the fight. I don't care what you're talking about. And Don Charles, if you was okay with this, you fumbled the ball. So we got a gumbo of things going on here. You got the father, you got Don Charles, and they didn't protect the fighter, which is Daniel Dubois, and he's just listening to y'all guys. This is ridiculous. What does Daniel Dubois do here? I don't know. I don't know what he does next. Let me see. It only says, what does it say here? Last week, Karen, okay, fine. They're talking about unconfirmed reports say Dubois has teamed up with world champion trainer Tony Sims to get back the world title. We're going to see, man. We're going to see. I don't understand anything that's going on with these guys anymore, man. This is just ridiculous, man. And I was really rooting for this kid, man. I really was. Man. And this is, well, he's not retiring. And he's up as far as money's concerned. What does he do next? I don't know. I'll be watching. I can hope for the best, but what he chooses to do, hopefully they learn some lessons. Maybe they got to separate from Charles and get a whole new team. But everyone keeps saying that the party was his dad's idea. What do you do about that? You can't get a new dad. This was a fail, a big fail. But hopefully y'all know how to fail forward. You learn from the mistakes. I don't think strategically in that ring, Don Charles was the problem. I don't think so. You got 3 monster wins with him. I think the nonsense outside the ring is where you fumbled the ball. I think that y'all needed to reassess how y'all took care of Daniel. And I'm talking about Daniel's dad and Don Charles. Y'all need to take care of this kid. I keep calling him a kid because he's significantly younger than me, but he's your fighter. Take care of the product, man. Because this may have ruined him. It may have ruined him. We don't know. Oh, boy. Anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. Bronx on deck.
Move!